Hey everyone, welcome back to BikeBeat. Today we're diving into something every classic bike lover has been waiting for, the 2025 Royal Enfield Bullet 250. A bike that blends legendary heritage with modern-day practicality, the Bullet 250 is Royal Enfield's newest attempt to make the Bullet brand more accessible to a new generation of riders while keeping its timeless charm alive. Let's break down what makes this bike so special, its features, performance, design, price, and why it might just become the next big thing on Indian roads. When you first lay eyes on the 2025 Bullet 250, there's an immediate sense of nostalgia. It carries that unmistakable Bullet silhouette, tall stance, rounded headlamp, signature teardrop fuel tank, and chrome accents that catch the light beautifully. It's a bike that feels old school at heart, but you can tell it's been refined for modern riders. The build quality looks tighter, the finish feels richer, and every detail seems more deliberate. Royal Enfield clearly wanted this to be a modern classic, not just a rehash of the old design. You still get that signature thump and design language, but the edges are cleaner, and the proportions feel more balanced. Powering this new Bullet is a 250 cubic centimeters single-cylinder engine, likely an air-oil-cooled unit tuned for refinement and smooth torque delivery. While official specifications haven't been fully confirmed, industry insiders estimate that it'll deliver around 24 to 26 horsepower with strong mid-range pull. That's right in the sweet spot for everyday usability. This engine is built to be approachable for beginners yet satisfying for seasoned riders who appreciate a relaxed, torquey ride. Paired with a 5-speed gearbox, the Bullet 250 is designed for smooth shifts and easy city commuting, while also being capable enough for highway cruising at comfortable speeds. The chassis continues the Royal Enfield tradition of a double cradle frame known for its stability and old-school feel. The suspension setup includes standard telescopic forks up front and twin shock absorbers at the rear. While this setup won't win any racing awards, it's tuned for comfort, making the ride plush and composed over uneven roads. This is a motorcycle meant for cruising through scenic routes or weaving through daily traffic without feeling too stiff or jittery. For braking, expect disc brakes at both ends, backed by dual-channel ABS for safety. This setup ensures confident stopping power, even in wet or unpredictable road conditions. The wheels are another nod to modernization. While some versions may continue with spoke wheels for that classic charm, higher variants are expected to feature alloys with tubeless tires, something many daily riders will appreciate. Tubeless tires mean less hassle in case of punctures, and the alloys add a slightly modern edge to the design. The riding ergonomics have been carefully thought out: upright seating posture, a wide handlebar, and a well-padded single-piece seat that promises comfort for long hours in the saddle. The bike feels inviting, even for shorter riders, thanks to a manageable seat height and well-balanced weight distribution. Instrumentation is simple but functional. Expect a semi-digital cluster and analog speedometer paired with a digital display for essentials like trip meter, fuel gauge, and clock. It might not be the most advanced system on the market, but it aligns with the Bullet's philosophy: give riders just what they need, nothing more. You might also get a USB charging port or smartphone connectivity, which adds a touch of convenience for modern users. On the road, the Bullet 250 is expected to feel smoother and lighter than the 350. One of the long-standing complaints about older Bullets was vibration, and Royal Enfield has made big strides in refinement. The new engine mounts, internal balancing, and improved materials contribute to reduced vibration levels, especially at cruising speeds. The throttle response feels progressive, not too jumpy, not too lazy, and the gearbox is designed for effortless shifts. The exhaust note, though tamer than the old-school thumpers, still carries that satisfying Royal Enfield pulse. Fuel efficiency is another area where the Bullet 250 shines. Early estimates suggest mileage figures between 45 and 55 kilometers per liter, depending on riding conditions. That's impressive for a bike that carries such presence and weight. It means you can ride with character without constantly worrying about fuel costs. Combined with a decent-sized fuel tank, likely around 13 to 14 liters, you're looking at a solid range for touring or daily use. When it comes to overall ride quality, the Bullet 250 aims to deliver comfort and confidence. The suspension absorbs most city potholes and rough patches with ease, while the frame provides enough stiffness for stability on highways. The steering geometry feels neutral, meaning the bike doesn't demand constant correction or effort. Whether you're filtering through traffic or cruising at 80 km per hour on open roads, the Bullet 250 feels composed and grounded. Design-wise, Royal Enfield has stayed loyal to the Bullet DNA. The large, rounded headlamp with chrome bezel, the hand-painted pinstripes, and the metal tank badges are pure nostalgia. Yet, look closer and you'll notice modern touches, cleaner lines, LED lighting, refined switchgear, and an overall fit and finish that's miles ahead of older models. The rear section is simple but elegant, with a neatly designed tail lamp and indicators that don't feel tacked on. As for colors, expect Royal Enfield to go with both heritage and fresh palettes. Classic black with gold pinstripes, British green, deep maroon, and perhaps even a matte silver or blue for younger buyers. Each finish is expected to be rich and premium, with deep gloss and attention to detail. Royal Enfield also knows that their customers love to personalize their bikes, so there will likely be a host of official accessories, crash guards, touring mirrors, custom seats, and more. Now, let's talk about the price. Based on current reports, the Royal Enfield Bullet 250 is expected to start around 1.30 Indian rupees like ex-showroom. That places it strategically between entry-level commuters and higher-capacity cruisers. For what it offers, classic looks, solid build, a trusted brand name, and daily usability, this price makes it one of the most tempting choices in the retro segment. The value proposition here is undeniable. You're getting a Royal Enfield, a badge that carries decades of legacy, in a form that's lighter, more fuel-efficient, and easier to live with. It's not about raw performance, it's about character, presence, and connection. The Bullet 250 gives you that without the heaviness or intimidation of a 350 or 500. It's the kind of bike that feels right at home on Indian roads, blending nostalgia with practicality. What truly sets the Bullet 250 apart is how it makes you feel. It's not just transportation, it's an experience. The steady thump, the upright stance, the metal tank beneath your knees, the slow rhythm of the engine, everything about it feels mechanical and alive, in a world where bikes are becoming too refined and digital. Yet it's modern enough to start every time you hit the switch, requires less maintenance, and won't punish you in traffic. The Bullet 250 will likely appeal to a wide range of riders, from first-time buyers wanting to enter the Royal Enfield family to experienced riders looking for a secondary bike for relaxed rides. It's versatile enough for city commutes, long weekend rides, or just showing up somewhere and getting nods of approval from fellow bikers. That's the kind of emotional pull Royal Enfield is banking on, and they've nailed it before. That's it for this episode of BikeBeat. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments, would you consider the new Bullet 250 as your next ride, or do you prefer sticking with the 350? Until next time, keep the rubber side down and ride safe.